Hello, my name is Zakynthos and welcome to the Zakynthos podcast. Hello to everyone. Harold mentioned something about the crowd figures of soccer in Australia, the A-League, how many people go, and he mentioned as well, how do we get more people to go to the Hyundai A-League? Yeah, how do we make them go? So we came to the conclusion, lower the ticket prices. I don't know what it is, $36 to $26, and then the FFA will say, I want my money. We're not making any profit. So then we decided Fan Day, autographs. They have to go to the schools during the week. You have adults that go to the game, but how do you get the next generation, the kids? How do you get the youngsters to go to the game? They need to have heroes. They need to aspire to their heroes. So you get these soccer players, these superstars to come to the school. And that's what we came up with. But the problem is bigger than that. It's bigger than the sum of its parts. Australia, England and America. Take out England for a minute because it's in Europe. In Australia and America, there are 4 or 5 sports. And soccer is not the major sport. So you know what the outcome is. And I don't want to mention the word cricket. I don't want to go down that tangent, but I probably will after. In Europe, in England is in Europe. They've got cricket there, but soccer is massive in England because it's in Europe. And I don't need to talk about South America. Soccer is massive in South America. So these youngsters that don't play soccer, if you talk about New South Wales and Queensland, we'll put South Australia in there as well. How many play soccer? How many go to the games? Is the answer getting these soccer players, these senior players from Sydney FC, from Queensland, from Brisbane Roar, from Newcastle Jets, from Adelaide United, to go to the schools? Really, are the kids, the little girls and the little girls with their ponytails, ooh, that's Riley McGree, that's Riley McGree, ooh, that's George Blackwood, ooh, Zakynthos hates that guy, you know what I mean? Of course I do, because Blackwood is useless. But anyway, how do you make them, they're bored. For me, it's ingrained from the parents from 30, 40 years before. If the parents don't like soccer, forget the kids. They won't even want to know. They won't even know what the word soccer is, or football, what have you, whatever you want to call it, man. Honestly, you know. Someone put a Facebook post maybe a year and a half ago, and this is on the Facebook groups, Harold knows them, Caltex Australian Football Group and blah blah, True Australian one, there's a women's one now. And one guy was spot on. He said, do you want to support your A-League club? Like what we're doing now, we're talking, all right, you've got the crowds and they're low. They said in 2012 it was the highest average. I think 12,000 was the average. Now it's 2019, it's dropped. Surprise, surprise. He said, buy a membership, $300-$400. Yeah, bulk people are going to buy a membership for a soccer. Lucky if they spend $36, let alone $360. So, but he said it, membership. Membership drives the club. Buy membership. The problem for me is deeper. And now I'm angry. Now Zakynthos is angry. I'm angry now because now I remember how angry I am. About a month ago, one night, Thursday night, I switched to channel 7.2 because we've got all these different, it's not just 7, 2, 9 and 10, we have 7, 2, 7, 3, 3, 1, 3, 3, 4, 3, A, B, B, C, 4, 5, 3, 2, 1, all these channels now. On 7.2, prime time, Thursday night at 7:30, they put on women's cricket. Women's cricket, not men, women's cricket. Soccer, no. If you want free-to-air soccer, you have to wait till 4:30 Saturday afternoon. I mean, really? 4:30 Saturday afternoon. Once upon a time, Channel 10 had it, and they'd show a game Saturday night. SBS would have it, and they'd show a game Friday night. Channel 10, according to the Greeks on another station in Sydney, it's a guy called Tony said, Channel 10 said, we don't want nothing to do with soccer. This is how bad Channel 10 have become. Anyway, that's their prerogative, no worries, whatever. So thank God for Channel 2. We can only hope and pray that Optus, when the television rights for soccer expire in 3 years' time, Optus has the rights to the English Premier League, the UEFA Champions League, the Europa League, which is the old UEFA Cup. They, in the last 6 months, Optus bought the rights to the Women's Premier League in Europe, in England, I think, in England, the Women's League in England. And it may not stop there. Let's hope, because Foxtel are on a downer, they've made a loss, I think, in the last 6 months or 1 year, Optus buy the A-League. Then Optus will have everything. And I'm in, baby, yeah! So, but my anger towards the cricket, it's not towards women's cricket, it's not towards cricket, it's cricket are not to blame. The television stations are not to blame. Ken said it from a particular station, it's what rates. Can you believe the women's cricket must rate more than the A-League? Who knew? Who knew, man? So, it blew my mind. I saw 15 or 20 seconds, I just changed the channel. Channel 24, forget it. No, X-Files is on it. On SBS, I'd rather watch the X-Files. Sorry, I do not watch cricket, I don't want to know. I don't want to have a bar of cricket. For me, let's delve into the FFA, Football Federation Australia, which run the game. In November of 2018, they did a clean out, a board. Chris Nicol came in as the chairman, Heather Reid as the deputy vice chair, and so on and so on. And they spoke about transparency. I think Chris Niccol's a nice guy. I think he was part of the Melbourne Victory administration. So whoever was part of that setup knew what they were doing. I think when it comes to soccer in Victoria, there are some heads that know what they're doing. Heather Reid, I'll just leave it at that, Meto Alan Stajic thing. But beside the point, you have Yallop, David Yallop, Graham Yallop, I'm not sure, I can't even remember now. The CEO, now he's stepped down. Is there money pumped into advertising, into television, radio, internet? People out there, what? Internet? Zakynthos, what do you mean on internet? I mean clicks. When you look for something on YouTube, when you're on YouTube, like my godson's Jamie, they look up things like TDM and whatever, next to it should be A-League. Ooh, look, no, that's soccer, yeah. So they get excited, but it doesn't appear on YouTube. There's no advertisement there. So they don't know. And they're not the only ones, no one knows. For me, and this is the other thing that I saw an article. The plot thickens. the Muslims, AFL are targeting Muslim women to play AFL because soccer doesn't target Muslim women, believe it or not. And this myth that was 5 years ago where there's a lot of female players that play soccer in New South Wales, just like in the Terminator, that guy in Terminator 2, where Linda Hamilton thought she killed the Terminator. He goes, no. The tides are turning. Youngsters are playing AFL. It's catching up. And in 3 or 4 years' time, the participation rate of soccer compared to AFL in Australia Wild will be 50-50. 50%. 50%. That's half down the middle. You cut Zakynthos, half, and you only get half of Zakynthos. You only get half of me. I'm dead. Half of me only, man. You get half. So Australia will be divided down the middle, AFL and soccer. And guess how much each youngster pays per year for AFL? $143. There was an article, $143. In soccer, guess how much each youngster pays? $430. $300 extra a year for each youngster to play soccer. That, my dear FFA, is not the answer to entice kids to play the world game. I, Zakynthos, am guilty of bagging the FFA, the AFL. Demetrio, when he came in, he knew what he was doing, and it's governed by television money, television deal. The AFL has profited from the day Demetrio stepped in. He stepped out, and Gillon McLachlan stepped in. Gillon McLachlan was always Andrew Demetrio's right-hand man. I think $2.3 billion, whatever. The soccer, the FFA, Foxtel. Foxtel? That's just Foxtel. To be fair, Foxtel does a good job. Okay, they do a good job. I like the pre-show. They do a good job, but it's money. The AFL. Now, why, Zakynthos, are you comparing the AFL to the FFA, the organisation of Australian rules football, with soccer? Because the AFL know what to do with the money that they make. With the money that they have in the bank, they know how to utilise it to their full potential. In soccer, there's a misdirection. I'm not sure what the word is. Something is missing. There's a broken chain. A long chain. It's not just a little break, it's a big one. And it's like the cars fall off the bridge. That's what it is. That's the analogy. What are the FFA doing with the money? And what was written in one of the comments in that post about the $431 that each kid has to pay, what is the FFA doing with that money? Because if there's, I don't know, 1.5 million kids paying $400, that's a lot of money. Who knows what they're doing with it? They're not going to tell you, Jamie, or Alex, or Harold, or me, or whoever. They're not going to tell you, Zakynthos. What, because you're on YouTube and you're me. They don't care. The FFA will see my video and they'll just laugh. So you wish. You wish, I wish, but you may wish too. I want to know what the FFA are doing with the money. What are the FFA doing with the money from Foxtel as part of the TV deal? Does any money go into advertising? There's more. The plot thickens further. There's a group of boys, the Soccer Stoppage Time. Fantastic show there. They're all Greeks as well. But anyway. And the one guy Tony mentioned, what did he mention now? I've drawn a blank. Gamoto. Anyway, it doesn't matter. They're not big fans of the FFA. Doesn't matter. But you get my drift. It's just, there's no, forget the internet. Oh, that's right. Now I remember. I didn't even know this. There was Foxtel had an advertisement 3 or 4 weeks ago And on their page or something, or it was advertised on Foxtel while you're watching a game at halftime, the cricket, the tennis, all different forms of sport on the screen, but no soccer. And you wonder why soccer isn't popular in this country when the television company that is supposed to broadcast our sport are broadcasting it. You can't say it in English. Metahilya Vasana. Foxtel are broadcasting soccer. Metahilya Vasana. Against, it's like grinding. They don't even want to really do it. Even Foxtel that broadcast, they see it as a joke. They see soccer as a joke. Probably thinking Zakynthos, that's bullshit. That's not right. You're just trying to get views. And hey mate, I didn't say it. Ask them on Soccer Stoppage Time. And they're not the only ones. It borders on ridiculous. Where does it end? Nothing has changed from 20 years ago. Maybe things are maybe 5% better from 20 years ago. We're talking ratings but really nothing's changed. Has the standard of the A-League increased? Gala, I mean, oh man, it's just, it blows my mind, man. Like, if you can find the article on Google or Foxtel, it's not an article, but for them to say it, they were sponsoring the other sports. Yet Foxtel didn't even show the soccer. I'm not sure if it's Foxtel. Like, what's going on, man? Why is our sport so? It's become mundane. And Harold said it. People, when they turn on the TV at night, if it's prime time, they want to see the best entertainment, the best form of entertainment, the highest level of form of entertainment. And that's the English Premier League. So people buy Optus Sport and they watch the English Premier League. Oh, what are they going to watch? Newcastle versus Central Coast Mariners. And what? Then you've got Ernie Merrick. I'm not going to talk to you because your facts are inaccurate. Well, of course they're inaccurate because the whole thing is budget. It's bullshit. It's just, it borders on ridiculous. And why are Foxtel making a loss? They're not making billions of dollars. They should be. Now, to be fair to Foxtel, in 2005, they've stuck with us since then. But something is amiss. It's like we're just going down the road and we're slowly driving down a hill like off a cliff when we should be riding up a mountain like a super vehicle, like a plane. The sport should be climbing. Soccer should be climbing in this country, not just plateau and Metahilya Vasana. People watch it. Oh, what are you watching, Zakynthos? Oh, how many times the ball hits the back of the net? Ooh, our ball. Then do you blame them? Then you got others like myself play World of Warships. World of Warships. Jamie plays Fortnite or whatever, or Minecraft, and Alex on the piano. Yeah. Because that's how it is. And do you blame them? Me the same. I don't even. Turn on the TV and, ooh, he kicked the goal. Ooh, wow. Ooh, kicked the goal. Boom. It's just, how do you make soccer enticing to people? But it's what the bad guy said in Time Cop. Harold knows this as well. They asked it was about the elections and how the bad guy wants to win the elections and become president of America. And he said to the other bad guy in the taxi, you don't need endorsements, you don't need the press, you don't even need the truth. You need money. Money, 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 lots of money. If you got money, you're laughing. But you have to know how to use the money, where to spend it, in which areas. And there's another problem, We'll go down this facet now. Australia is divided into states. Western Australia, Northern Territory, forget Northern Territory. Let's just say, for argument's sake, Northern Territory is AFL territory. But in New South Wales, Queensland and South Australia, let's say Western Australia, there's nothing wrong with the soccer there, the local soccer there. We'll call it the SNFL for argument's sake. They're not on the same wavelength. New South Wales, Queensland, they all do their own thing when it comes to technical coaching. The FFA are based in Sydney. They have their own ideal curriculum. The other 3 states do their own thing. And please don't write in the comments anyone that's bullshit, because I'm telling you it's 100% true and it's never ever changed. Every state does its own thing. And for me, it is wrong. You have to start from the grassroots level, maybe not amateur, but at the moment, any division where a player gets paid even $50 a week, whatever, any form of semi-professional league, they have to be aligned, everyone on the same wavelength. And what, Zakynthos, what wavelength? What do you mean wavelength? Like in physics? Physics. No, not physics. What system? When a youngster is trained, he's discovered, say in Victoria, in Bulleen or whatever, he's 6 or 7 years old. I believe 3 or 4 years old is just too young, you just fall over like a peponi. That's not funny. But 7 years old. Every state should have the same curriculum, the same education. How do you bring a youngster through? Let's not even talk about the age of 15 to 21 as it is in England, where, 7 years old, 8 years old. How are they trained? Just pick them. Just tell your kid to come out Tuesday night to training. It's Tuesday night, Thursday night, and Friday night. That's a reasonable amount of training, because Tuesday and Thursday night's not enough, but Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. Actually, say they play on Saturday, forget Friday. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday. So Monday and Tuesday you do hardcore training, and Thursday could be more tactical shots on goal and a scratch match. The technical director of the FFA, I don't know whether you're Dutch, it's supposed to be 4-3-3. I can tell you now, every coach in every state does their own thing, and I don't blame them, because it depends on the players you've got. When a youngster is brought through the system, what I'm told, my understanding is, if you get a UEFA Pro license, you need a UEFA Pro license to coach in the Premier League, in the highest leagues in the world. You don't have a UEFA, and the UEFA Pro license costs £10,000. That's right, £10,000. Man, you can buy a car. You can buy a Holden Monaro. I'm driving down the street. So it's £10,000. You have the UEFA Pro license, then you have the UEFA A license. If you want to coach in the Championship inning, you have the UEFA B license, and they've got B licenses and C licenses in Australia. What is taught in these licenses? Drills, run around the cone, fitness test. I want to know, in these coaching courses, is ball control taught? Are videos shown of previous generations of players like Maradona, Di Stefano, Van Basten, Baggio? And I'll pick out those 4. Why? Maradona, because he was a number 10. Van Basten, because he was a number 9. Maradona, midfielder, attacking. Van Basten, number 9. Baggio, again, midfield attacker. And the last one, can't remember. Anyway, yeah. Show how these... That's how, not that I ever played, that's how I learned. How are they taught? Do the coaching licenses have videos when a ball is fired to a player's foot, how the player controls it. I've got the feeling in this country, parts of the license are ignored 10 or 20%. What a shock. They think of athleticism here. How endurance running. Can you run a marathon? That's not what you want. In soccer, it's not about running a marathon. It's run, stop, run, stop. If the level of soccer in this country doesn't improve anytime soon, what is already happening is that the television station that is currently broadcasting the A-League looks like they don't give two tosses. And they'd be more than happy to sell if Optus come in. And let's pray, Theo, that Optus comes in and buys it. Because as things stand, it's Mavrahalia. It is Black Friday, mate. Soccer is a joke in this country. And for me, Australia are going to play in the Copa America. They're in the same group as Argentina and Uruguay. Harold mentioned it as well. It is unacceptable that there's only two players that play in the Premier League night, and that's a goalkeeper. In Spain, forget it. Unless you speak Spanish, you ain't playing in Spain. The culture is different to Australia. You have to be I don't care what anybody says. Oh, you'll learn the language. No, you won't. You need every advantage you can get if you play in the Spanish Primera, let alone the second division or whatever. But even in the top flight in Spain, if you don't speak Spanish on day one, how are you going to communicate? Even if you come off the bench in the 70th minute and you play for Real Zaragoza, that might be 10th on the ladder. Blah, 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 blah. That's what, how do you communicate like that? See, in England, pass me the ball, please. Give me the ball. Go fuck yourself, motherfucker. Yeah, that's what I'm saying to you. They might not even pass the ball. And then the coach will say to you, how come you didn't play good? Oh, because coach, he wouldn't pass the ball to me. No, he wouldn't. Mate, this happens this happened to me at Rhodes anyway. They won't pass the ball. Sully, who are you? I'm not going to give you the ball. My dad said that, like with Ronaldo, if my dad was on the same team as Ronaldo, he wouldn't pass the ball. He would have passed the ball to him, so fuck his game. What dad doesn't realise, they'll just drag him. They'll just substitute my dad. Yeah, so that's the thing. It's insane. What do we do to improve the state of our beautiful game, the beautiful game of soccer, the world game? I don't know. It's just... When I was at Polonia in 2002, they asked me to, because I got there early. I trained with the senior team, but I played for the reserves. But the youngsters were there, the under 15s, and the coach got me to, he was Italian, I think, he got me to play with them. That was good stuff and entertaining. But there was another night I was there, and they were huddled around a circle. Now, this is not just Polonia. This is throughout South Australia and everywhere. The way they're taught. Does anybody watch the previous top players in Europe? Do they think that the skills that they have are just incomprehensible and can't be emulated? And that's the word, emulated. I practiced in the backyard where it was a confined rectangle, and with a tennis ball I would dribble and the tennis ball would come off a rectangle. That's how, not that, but you know, my mum, may she rest in peace, she said, look, you never became a superstar, you never played so, outside of amateur. But beside the point, they're not, they do a drill where they pass the ball to each other. Yeah, but what happens when a person is charging towards you to get the ball off of you? At every level of soccer, the higher you go, under 18s, under 20s, under 23s, first team, A-League, Japan, South Korea, Belgium, Holland, blah, blah. The higher you go, the less time on the ball you have. It's only the law of averages. That's how it is. And for me, they don't. I was mentioning to Harold, all you need is a cone and a clipboard, and maybe 2 cones. Ball control. These UEFA, like the A license, the B license, the C license, like, it's more about team aspects. But there was an interview that they did with Arsene Wenger many years ago, 7-8 years ago. The drills that he would do at training with the youngsters as well, he would have 5 against 4, 4 against 3. And he treated it as a mathematical problem.